It's one of the world's most overpopulated and filthy cities. Cairo is teeming with around 20 million people and a mountain of rubbish. For generations, a Coptic Christian community has had the job of recycling much of Cairo's garbage, feeding organic waste to its pigs and salvaging every conceivable reusable product. But the slaughter of Egypt's pig population to prevent the spread of swine flu and the entry of foreign companies into the waste industry are squeezing the livelihoods of one of Egypt's most fascinating communities. Middle East correspondent Anne Barker reports from Cairo.
It's known as Garbage City, a large Christian slum on the outskirts of Cairo. Its residents are the Zabaleen, an Arabic word meaning rubbish people, because they make their living recycling Cairo's waste.
It's not rubbish, it's materials, it's a livelihood. It has allowed them to build solid homes instead of living in tin shacks, has allowed them to educate their children.
For generations, the Zabaleen have travelled door to door, collecting about 1/3 of Cairo's waste. Up to 7,000 tonnes of trash a day is brought here to be sorted and recycled into saleable products like paper and aluminium. Musa Zikri has a machine that shreds bottles into plastic chips that he then sells to China to turn into clothing.
And I put the bottle in this machine. After the bottle, I get the pieces. Yeah, and after that, someone from China will come to here.
40% of the waste is organic, and until last year it was free food for the Zabaleen's huge pig herd, which not only solved a waste problem but generated income from pig meat and livestock.
The pigs were providing 50% of the income because we have 20 million people in Egypt, a Christian, and 20 million foreigners.
But that livelihood has been wiped out. Egyptian authorities last year slaughtered hundreds of thousands of pigs to stop the spread of swine flu. And in a double whammy, the Egyptian government has opened its garbage industry to foreign competition. Italian and Spanish companies have taken over the routes once controlled by the Zabaleen, depriving them of the household fees they receive to collect the waste.
We lost the money citizens would pay us to collect the garbage from their homes. So now we're collecting the garbage for free.
It's forced the Zabaleen to work either as labourers on a smaller wage or scavenge for garbage before the foreign trucks get to it. The key difference with the multinational collectors, none of whom would speak to Lateline, is that instead of large-scale recycling, most of their rubbish is buried at this dump site north of the city. The Zabaleen could turn 80% of this into a valued commodity, paper, plastic or glass. But the foreign companies only have to recycle about 20% and the rest goes into landfill. The Zabaleen say the loss of income from garbage collection has had a big impact on their lives. Many families can no longer send their kids to school. And doctors report a drop in nutrition and health standards. One school, though, has found a solution. It's a special recycling school, partly funded by aid. The school children collect empty bottles for shampoos like Pert and Pantene. The shampoo company, Procter & Gamble, then pays the school $30,000 a year to shred the bottles. It's meant to curb a rampant trade in fake shampoo. The shredded bottles are then sold to pay the teachers' wages. It's a form of child labour that other shampoo companies like Unilever and Johnson's have shunned. But the Zabaleen believe there's no other way.
Without this work, these children could no longer come to school. This is the only way they can afford an education.
Even the school lessons revolve around waste. Some of the first words these kids learn are the names of shampoos, and they're hoping the maths learnt today will help them bid for the garbage contracts when they expire in 7 years. Until then, the Zabaleen will continue to eke out a living from recycling whatever waste they can still get their hands on. Anne Barker, Lateline.